All righty, ladies and gentlemen, it was slim pickings for wrestling talk today there. So I decided to watch some clips of Impact Wrestling. They pretty much give away the full show basically now on YouTube. They upload like 15-minute clips or whatever. Um, that was good. Good show. Good show. Um, so they have a big pay-per-view, folks, apparently on Saturday night there. Um, TNA, boy. AEW has a free show on national television. Their TNT, their former home. Now they're on TBS, but they have their first special. Listen, we're kicking you off the main network there, but they got a special this week. So AEW has this thing, Battle of the Belts, Saturday night. Apparently, it's a name that they've ripped off from the past or whatever. An original company, folks, but that's a different video there. And TNA, boy, currently known as simply Impact Wrestling, have decided to put their pay-per-view on the same night. You know what I mean? AEW free show on TNT with belts and stuff. Battle of the Belts. Who the fuck is gonna pay $50 to watch TNA on the same night? You know what I mean? And one of the stars of the big main events, folks, formerly known as Big Cass, now known as Morrissey, was cutting a backstage promo there. Morrissey obviously did steroids there. I'm not an expert there, but when he comes back ripped like this, you know, he improved his physique, let's say. What he should have done was improve his mic skills, you know what I mean, during his time off, because goddamn he's boring on the mic, you know what I mean? I am W. Morrissey. I don't need fair weather fans. Don't worry, Morrissey, nobody likes you there. You're not gonna get any fans. I don't need fans. I'm gonna win the belt. Very exciting there, I mean. No wonder WWE didn't let him cut promos, for fuck's sake. Um, you might as well bring in the midget at least to be his manager or whatever, Enzo there. What does TNA have to lose? Enzo, it looked like he was innocent or something. I know Enzo was desperate to work for AEW there based on his goofy tweets there. But maybe he could go here and help out his big goofy friend because he sucks on the mic hard. Does Big Cats? Jonah, folks. Jonah's the big fat goof that was released from NXT there. Big boring jobber, whatever, and he played the victim gimmick online for like 3-4 months every day. He's doing interviews with anybody that'll listen to him there about how he was released. That's the biggest thing he's ever done in wrestling is get released. You know what I mean? Um, Even AEW didn't hire this guy, you know. 3-4 months of begging for attention online, obviously trying to join AEW there. The victim, the WWE Victim Alliance or whatever. Tony didn't want to bring him in, I guess. He would have cost too much money in catering. 450-pound jobber. And that's where he would have been all the time in catering, right? Tony brings this guy in. He would have had to pay him money. He would have had to feed this big cow big money or whatever. And eventually the guy would have complained about him online, just like he did to McMahon or whatever. So I guess Tony didn't want the hassle there. So he landed a big job in Impact Wrestling, which is where he was before, I believe, there. So Jonah defeats Jake something, just a big jobber. Um, a big splash off the top rope. And then Josh Alexander comes out. Just another worthless guy. TNA put the belt on this guy. Why? You tell me, you know what I mean? Guy just looks like a big indie jobber. Looks like doesn't look like a champ, just looks like a throwaway ham and egger, you know. So Jonah, big man, just does a big splash. He's getting beat up by some nobody, you know what I mean. Um, and then eventually the referees separate them. Jonah attacks, beats him up, does the jump through the table, the splash through the table, and apparently there's a match at the big pay-per-view, big marquee match, folks. Jonah versus Josh Alexander. You already killed him with the splash through the table. What more is there to do at the pay-per-view, you know? Who's gonna pay money to watch this, Jonah? And then you had Zack Ryder, folks. And Chelsea Green. It's Chelsea Green. She can't even cut promos, but she's the one cutting the promo for Zack Ryder, basically, because when he talks, you don't take him serious at all. His face, the way he talks, the mannerisms. He just looks like a big goofy guy. He's not champion material, and that's the match. It's Moose against Morrison against Zack Ryder for the world title, the world title that was held by Tessa Blanchard. There, if their belt wasn't dead enough, they made sure to kill it there. So, do you want to pay $50 to watch Zack Ryder compete for a dead belt or whatever? You know, maybe Zack is gonna win. I don't know. There, it looked like they were gonna push Moose a bit more, but TNA, anything can happen. It's worthless. It don't make sense. It don't matter anymore. So possibly Zack Ryder's gonna win. You never know there, but anything can happen. But Zack Ryder is supposed to be a serious guy. Matt Cardone. He was brought into AEW. It didn't work out. I guess he's too WWE. He wasn't indie enough or whatever. So Zack made it a point to become more indie by wrestling against the pizza cutter guy there, GCW. He won a fake hardcore world title or whatever there. And he's trying to be an indie star. Is that good enough to make him TNA world champion? Probably, I guess. So maybe he wins the belt. It propels him either to AEW catering or back to WWE catering. Maybe that's what Zack has in mind there, but maybe Zack gets beat, and who gives a flying fuck about Zack Ryder anyway? Matt Cardona, very boring, and nobody cares. And then in the main event, folks, this was apparently the main event. I'm not going in order there. Karl Anderson defeated Heath Slater. And I'm watching the full match. They're uploading full matches these days. Um, I'm like, God damn, I was bored out of my fucking mind. Like, I don't hate any of these two there, but Heath Slater in the main event, like, the guy's known for being a fucking jobber. Like, that's what he's known for. TNA tries to present him as a legit wrestler, in the main event. Like, are you fucking kidding me? No wonder nobody takes them serious. You know what I mean? A guy that's known as jobber, that's your main event. So that means your main event is jobber, and what's below the main event must be even cheaper than Heath Slater, right? Since he's a jobber, and you try to present him like he's a big deal in your company, everything's gonna look like Jobber City. So Karl Anderson wins with a cutter of some sort. Fucking boring. Very boring. It wasn't terrible match. It's an okay, boring throwaway match, but fuck, I'm watching this. I'm like, oh, geez. Um, and then there was some kind of brawl there. Apparently, there's some kind of hardcore match taking place at the pay-per-view or whatever there. Hardcore Hammernager assault, folks. A big brawl there. Ace Austin and Madman Fulton defeated Hernandez and Johnny Swinger. This is straight up indie level garbage, like Jobber City. This Ace Austin, he's like 4'10" or something. He looks like Marilyn Manson, his face with purple hair, some kind of raver gimmick or something. Maybe he could go to AEW one day, be the partner of Sonny Kiss or something. I don't know there, but this guy don't look like a wrestler. Like, I'm almost 40 there. This guy, he's in a wrestling ring. I would never be afraid of this guy. You know what I mean? Never would I think that this guy is tough or anything. And they have this Madman Fulton, like a 6'8" jobber or whatever there. And he's like the Diesel to Ace Austin kind of deal. And it's Jobber City. And they defeated Hernandez. Hernandez looks like a fucking goof and a half nowadays with his mustache or whatever. They're like, I never was, folks, and he's washed up as fuck, he looks like. And this Johnny Swinger, he's in all kind of backstage vignettes in TNA there, and it's just straight up garbage. This guy looks like Hammernager City big time. And you had Diana Perezo defeating Mercedes Martinez. Um, Diana Perezo is okay there. Sometimes she's a little bit cute, but in this match, she didn't really look attractive there. It's like the episode of Seinfeld that Seinfeld dates a girl. Sometimes she looks good, sometimes she doesn't. That's what it is with Diana Perezo. And this week she didn't look attractive at all for whatever reason. She made Mercedes Martinez look good. Mercedes Martinez with her face. You look good, sweetheart. Thanks. Good looking gal. Um, so Diano wins this fucking boring match there. Like, two fucking unattractive women not showing skin. If they're having a good match, that's one thing, but the match wasn't good. It's 15 minutes of fucking boredom, just rest holds for no reason, just a waste of time. Like, and then Mickie James, she's the champ. She's on commentary. Like, we all like Mickie James or whatever. They're the stuff with Trish Stratus, 6-time women's champ or whatever. They're the belts that matter anyway. There, she won more than that, and she's the current TNA women's champion. Basically, Mickie there, she kind of feels like she's old now, a little. She's good enough for Impact, but she looks more like an aging waitress kind of deal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see her as the big deal there, but it's better than Mercedes Martinez, I guess, folks. So, TNA there's absolutely nothing left. Like, if you want to watch it for fun and support it, that's okay. Like, I might watch it sometime to review it there, but you know, you can't go into this expecting a good show because it's not good. It's basically become a worthless indie fed. So you can't really compare this to WWE or, you know, even AEW is better than this. You know what I mean there? But if you want to watch it for fun, you get to see other wrestlers. If you want to watch a throwaway garbage indie fed, feel free to watch. I won't judge you. I won't judge you if you watch this. But it is what it is, folks. It's a dead fed. Like, NWA used to be a big deal with Ric Flair, and then it became a trash indie company. TNA ain't as indie as NWA, but Billy Corgan kind of brought back NWA. He brought a bit more prestige to it there, but not that much. I mean, Impact is still higher than TNA, I think. Or Impact is higher than NWA, but it's about the same level. It's not important. If you watch NWA, for example, it's going to be junk, or you might get James Storm or something, but it's all worthless. You know what I mean? Like, this is what it is here. It's a couple of guys that Heath, Slater, Rhino, but really it's like it's become a garbage indie fad. You know what I mean? So if you watch it, you can't expect a good show because you won't get one, folks. It's very shitty, low budget, not much money put into it. The best part about it is like a couple of women that are good looking that we know from the past, like the Iconics are there, Emma, stuff like this, Mickie James. But you don't have much Karl Anderson or whatever against Heath Slater. That tells you all you need to know, folks. Jobber City, ladies and gentlemen. Dead fed, I mean. But it's still alive. How is it still alive? You tell me, folks. But one thing that I do know, ain't nobody gonna pay money to watch this shit. Not even Andre Corbill's gonna pay to watch this. I mean, I would rather watch Corbill in the main event than fucking Moose against Zack Ryder or whatever. You know what I mean? Wrestling fan, the time has come. It is I, Andre Corbill. Oh, Lordy! Andre Corbill's been added to the main event. Thanks to my advocate, Paul Amin, I have been added to this four-way match. Andre Corbell, new TNA champion, folks. With his manager, the Iceman. It is I, Iceman. I've been hacked. Who hacked me? I'm gonna ask everybody in the back. Who hacked me there? Anybody remember the Iceman, folks? I was watching a video of his earlier today there. He gets as much viewer as TNA, about 4 views per vid. TNA upload these clips, they get fucking 5,000 viewers and they're giving away full matches. You can't pay anybody to watch this garbage, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll watch it sometime to do some reviews. Impact reviews are back, folks. Once in a while there. So yeah, I've rambled long enough there, folks. Slim pickings today. Wrestling vids coming tomorrow there. Until next time, peace.